Let me try that again. Okay, see what happens here. Hi Marianne, had a problem there for a second with the stream. Hopefully it's fixed now. I'm going to try the microphone over here to the side of me, see if it doesn't get in the way so much. So, yeah, what I was saying before in the video I have to delete now is that I'm just hanging out today to give some information on what I'm going to be doing next week. And while I tell you that, I'm going to try these new strings. So the strings you just heard were the Martin guitar strings that I've reviewed on here like a few weeks ago. They're getting kind of old now, so I'm going to change them for these. These supposedly are the brightest acoustic guitar strings on the market, and I'll be interested to see if that is the case. I still need that haircut. It's getting longer every day. But yeah, I'm going to see. I just recorded that so I can watch this back later. I'm going to see if these really are like really crazy bright or just a bit brighter or kind of the same. Remember, these will be fresh, whereas the strings on here now are kind of old, and when strings get old, they do start to get a bit duller sounding. So can you hear me okay? I think I like this microphone on my side like that, because it's not kind of in my way of the guitar or my face. So if the sound is okay, please let me know. And I'm going to start restringing. I'm using the Music Nomad string winder here, which is my favorite string winder. If you play the guitar, these are awesome. And the first thing I'm going to do is remove the strings from the guitar, of course. So I hope you're all doing great, and I'm really excited because next week I've got 3 guests lined up for interview. So let me think. On Monday, I'll be moving this forward to noon Eastern Standard Time, New York time, because I've got Henning Pauly, who is a awesome YouTuber. Hi Rodrigo, hi Patsy Smith, hi Marianne. You got a cup of tea and some biscuits? Send me one, please. Let me know how the audio is, because I'm trying the mic away from my face, but the planes are flying again because we've got rain here in New York again. And I am worried that it will pick up a lot of background noise. I'm still trying to figure out the best solution with the microphone. So the first thing I'm going to do here is loosen all these strings so they're really, really slack, and there's no tone, there's no pitch to the string, so it's really, really slack. And I'm going to take the strings now. I think I'm pretty good at it. I can do it even faster if I'm not talking at the same time. I can change strings pretty quick, so don't worry, this won't be a long video. I'm glad the audio is good. I think it looks much better. So loosen the string. I've been doing YouTube for a long time. He's going to be on here for a chat and interview, one of my live interviews. So I want to ask him things like, where are you from? What kind of music did you do before YouTube? How did you get into YouTube? What advice do you have for people like me that are getting into YouTube? Are there any tips or things you've learned along the way? Anything you'd be willing to share with us? I think that could be really interesting. And it'll be a live... Oh, thank you, Rodrigo. I haven't seen you here before, though. Where are you from, buddy? As it's a live interview, this is the part I hate, taking the strings off, because... Ow. I always stab myself. Because it's a live interview, if you watch along, you can ask your own questions as well. That's a loud plane right there. Now take these off carefully. If you take the strings off really carefully and they're not, too bad, you can actually save them and donate them, which is a nice idea rather. Yeah, coffee and cake. I got to lay off the coffees and cakes. A lot of my t-shirts aren't fitting me anymore. I might have to do an hour on the bike after I've done this chat. I'm about halfway through my taxes, which is good. I should be done by Monday. Yeah, so if you've got a question for Henning about being a YouTuber, or just Henning and his music, or anything like that, Brazil, very nice. How are you doing out there in Brazil, by the way? Everything okay out there? I'm in New York City, which obviously is pretty crazy right now. So, yeah, I love these live chats because I can do my interview and get it done quicker than I would normally do with a pre-recorded video. It's much faster for me to do the live thing. But also, other musicians can ask their questions. So you can say, you know, what's your advice on doing covers, or what's your advice on reaching out to companies? So I think that's awesome. I'd like to say thank you to Henning for giving up his time for me to do that. I really appreciate it. And if you haven't seen his channel, check it out. It's just Henning Pauly. Henning Pauly. And do subscribe to him and tell him I sent you. Because he's got some really good gear videos. And he's a great musician as well. He used to produce albums before he did YouTube. Well, he still does, but now he's a full-time YouTuber. But he was like a producer. He's got this amazing house with these amazing amps where he does demos from. And he's a great guy. I met him at NAMM, was in some of his videos, and he's agreed to be in one of mine. So I'm really excited about that. So once the strings are off, I think it's always a good idea to wipe the guitar down. You could even get some warm water and clean the fretboard, because this often gets sweat and dirt on it. And also, like down here, like you can't normally clean this bit, so it's a good time to wipe that down like that. But this guitar isn't too dirty, so I'm not going to spend too long on that. I'm going to try these new strings. I'm quite excited. The GHS Bright Bronze. These are supposedly the brightest strings. I don't know if that's a good thing for this guitar or not, but I just wanted to try them. I do like bright sounding guitars. Not that it didn't sound bright, but I just want to see what it does. Because Dave from Rain Song the other day was saying that that the Rain Songs really react well to different kinds of strings, if you saw that interview. So that's just the first guest I have. Let me just go to the comments. I've got 2 more guests to tell you about. I'm really happy, really excited. Oh, these are nice, look. They're individually wrapped. That's cool. Order and start with the low E. And then to open it, I've never seen these before. Do you just tear this? Or do I need to go and get some scissors? No, just tear it right now. When they're individually wrapped, it's kind of a waste of packaging. At the same time, it's easier to install them on the guitar. Let me just show you this. This is quite interesting. This is the original string, and this is the new string. Look at the color difference. Wow. I wonder if that indicates the brightness somehow. We'll see. So let me just go to the chat while I do this and try not to poke myself again. Just going to try putting this string in here. These are quite different construction to the other strings that I use. Very strange, actually. Why? I think there might be a problem with this. No, oh no. I'll show you the next string. It's kind of weird. Wow. Very odd. Okay. Let me just put them in. So, let me see here. Rodrigo, for a long time, I'm an acoustic guitar member. Yeah, at Forum. Yeah, I spend a lot of time on the acoustic guitar forum. Thank you. I appreciate it. So you play acoustic. What guitars do you have? What strings do you use? All that kind of stuff. You know, the acoustic guitar forum is a dangerous place because we're all so opinionated on what we like with our acoustic guitars. These strings are kind of weird. I've never seen this before. Look at this string. Usually that thick part goes all the way to the ball. And look at this. There's no wrap around the end there. So it means that it sits across the saddle easier. I have to ask them why they do that. I've never seen that before. Almost looks like it's got a problem. Interesting. I have to look that up. Henning Pauly, that's right. Yep. Yeah, look him up and subscribe. Let's say he's very animated, but he does speak a lot of good information, has a lot of good stuff on his channel. And he's a very supportive person, which is always appreciated, of course. Especially when you're starting out like me. You know, some people wouldn't want to be on my channel yet. It's nice that he's willing to do that. Very cool. Okay, so Rodrigo from Brazil, New York City. I asked my wife in marriage in front of the American Eagle outfit. It's very cool. And the big, yeah. How long ago was that? Was that recently? A lot of people propose in New York City. Indeed, I've played a lot of wedding proposals in New York City. I didn't play yours, did I? Probably not. There's a big market and industry here for wedding proposals because it's such a great place to do it. Congratulations, that's awesome. I got 2 more of these strings to do. Yeah, I'm really baffled by the construction of the string. Can't wait to try them actually. I've never tried these before. Now I'm onto the B and the E. You can see there's no wrapping, so it's just that looks like a regular string. What's the name of the YouTube guy you're talking about? Henning Pauly, that's right. Henning Pauly, he doesn't do much acoustic stuff. I mean, he plays guitar. He covers a lot of pedals and amps. He does have acoustic guitars on his channel, but not as much as I do. But he does a lot about, amps and electric guitars. But what he has done is made himself a home on YouTube, which is, no mean feat, is it? And he's got a great rig. If you watch his demo videos now, he's got like 8 cameras. I think his wife operates the cameras in the other room. And they're automated and move around the room, and it looks like a TV show. It's amazing what you can do now from home. You have like a TV show in your own home. It's amazing. All right, the strings are all in. I pull them through and I push the pins down. Now this is taking me longer than it normally does. Now what I'm going to do is pull the string through and snip off the end again with the Music Nomad. These are the clippers. I like these. So I'm going to pull it through. Let me just do that. I'm going to pull it through, and I'm going to clip it like one peg further. So if the peg is here for the low E, I'm going to clip it on the second peg, the A peg. So I'll do that now. I've got some friends that just started to learn guitar, and they're putting the string on the wrong one and cutting the wrong one. And I say to them that don't worry, it happens to all of us. You have to. This is actually hard to talk while I do this because you have to really pay attention. It's very easy to cut the wrong string and then you can't use it anymore and you've got to use new strings again. I'm really excited to try these, I really am. They feel strange, but I want to know how they feel when you play them, Okay, so I cut them all, and now all I have to do is feed the string through the relevant post, like so. So that's the low E, so it just pokes through it slightly, and then obviously turn it until it's to pitch, and it'll be ready to go. And the good thing is there'll be no slack, because I cut it one peg further, there's no slack anymore. So that's a really cool thing. And use this winder, I love this winder. It's rubber, it doesn't mark the peg, and it's also just very fast to use. Yeah, but I'm not done yet, Rodrigo. I've got more information about next week. And then I'll read out your comments. Tuesday, I have a really cool guy, Corey Congilio, who I used to watch on YouTube for years. He used to do Martin guitar demos and Fishman pickup demos. So he's an acoustic guy. He now uses a lot of bag stuff. And he's going to be on Tuesday. That'll be 4 p.m. New York time. Ooh. The string's about to go on me. It's always scary, right? Because it's not kind of gripping in there. It looks so weird because there's no coding on that part of the string. I need to email them right now and ask them why they do that. It just looks like it's going to break or something, but I'm sure they have their reasons. Crazy. So Corey Congilio, demo guy for Martin for years, demo guy for Fishman for years, now a very sought after session guy, does lessons on TrueFire's website and app, does lots of sessions, lots of touring, and just a nice guy. Really great player. And he'll have more, opinions on acoustic, I'm sure. So he's on Tuesday for that interview. That'll be really cool. I'll put that on the acoustic guitar forum. And then Thursday, I've got another one lined up, which is also cool. And Thursday will interest you, Rodrigo. It's acoustic guitar. It's the company that makes the Tone Dexter. If you've heard of that on the forum, I'm sure. And also James May, he makes his own pickup, the Ultratonic, which I've reviewed on my channel. So he's going to talk IRs. He's going to talk about using the tone dexter with the acoustic guitar live and for recording and the benefits and how it works. Basically, it's a big conversation, but he's going to give an overview of how it works. And again, a great place to ask your questions because he can answer them live on air, which is very, very cool. And he'll also have opinions on pickups as well, I'm sure, because he makes his own. But he's a great guy. He's an engineer and a performer and a musician, and he developed this awesome pedal for us acoustic players, which is nice. I'm still freaked out by these strings. I just need to get them on here and tune them up so I can actually hear them and see how they work, because they just look so... I'll show you. When I'm done, I'll show you. It looks really strange. Just got 2 more to go. So yeah, that's next week so far. 3 interviews. The week after, I've got 1 more kind of booked in. And I'm looking for, you know, I'm hoping to get some other guitar companies and things on too, to interview about their guitars. I would love to get someone like Chris Martin, but you know, we'll see about that. Okay, let me just do this final string because it's getting close here. Then I'm going to read your comments out, and I'm going to tune up the guitar and give it a strum. And I want to see what these strings sound like. They're supposedly the brightest strings you can get, so they might just sound awful. They might just sound really bright, and even though I like bright, they might be too bright for me. Okay, they're on. So they're on the guitar. That looks better, right? Now I'll get my Peterson tuner, which I love. The Peterson Strobo Clip HD. And clip that on the headstock, and let me just tune the strings up. And hopefully they don't ping off. This is always scary, because sometimes the string kind of doesn't quite grip the peg and it pulls through. So I like to go slow, I like to go up a little bit, not quite to pitch. I don't want to tune into pitch yet. Just get them kind of halfway, then 3/4. And then go all the way. There we go. Yeah, I'm really happy with next week. We've got 3 very different but cool. We've got a YouTuber, a working musician, and a pickup designer, basically. Really interesting stuff. I need to make a new picture for my channel to show that I'm doing these different interviews and things. And hopefully the forum guys will all hang out. We'll see. It's just cool if people come and ask their questions, you know, because I might forget to ask something. All right, so I just tuned everything. Let me show you this guitar. Look at this. Look at the bridge here. I don't know if you can focus that. It looks so strange because the strings going over the saddle have no coating. It just looks like they're gonna wear through. I guess they won't. I wonder why they do that. I'm gonna ask them. I'm gonna ask them why they do that. I've never seen that before. So now I'm gonna tune the guitar up to pitch. And now I'm going to make sure they stay in tune by pulling on them very slightly, not too much. I don't want to break a string, I just want to pull the slack out of it so that as I'm playing, the slack doesn't come out of it. And a lot of people forget to do this. They put new strings on, they tune it to pitch, they go onto a stage, and this is what happens, right? I just tuned it. This is what happens. And they wonder why is that out of tune? Okay? It's because they didn't stretch them in. And like I said, don't stretch them too much. You don't want to break a string. Don't be too forceful, but you do obviously want to make sure the slack is out. Now I might do it one more time. Some people would do that until they don't go out of tune again. Some people would stretch them so much they just can't go out of tune again, which is a nice idea, especially when you go all the way along the string. But I just feel like if you do it too much, you might kind of start to wear the string. So I know Santana does it until they don't go out of tune, which is, if you restring every gig, is fine. I think 2 or 3 times is good. have to tune it again, but let's see what these strings sound like. I don't know. I don't find them particularly different to the other ones. I'm going to bring the mic down and record it. Then I can watch the video back later and see how different they sound. Oh, I think I'm clipping it. Excuse me. Yeah, I'm not sure. I was expecting them to maybe sound even brighter than that, but maybe that's not a good thing anyway. I don't want it to be too bright. I think they sound pretty good. They don't sound radically different to the other ones. They feel quite nice. So I think at that point it depends on the price, you know, how much they cost compared to the Martin strings. Okay, let me read the comments out. So that's how you restring a guitar. I have a Martin HD28. Yes, that's what I have. I love those guitars from 2012. That's before they reimagined them, right? That's got the slightly narrower nut width, which some people prefer, some people don't. I'm using a Brazilian brand called Diodario 12s. Oh, right. So I also have a set of Diodario, the new ones that just came out, and I was gonna try those next time. I just got these because someone said they're the brightest you can get, and I just wanted to see what they meant, like how bright they actually are. I mean, they're bright, but I wouldn't say they're particularly brighter than anything else. They're brand new as well, aren't they? So I'll try the Diodarios next time. I was using the Elixir, yep, that's what ships on these guitars and many guitars. But since I'm moving from Shatton HFM back to the M80, I'm getting back to uncoded string. Right, I mean, all this stuff is so subjective. Some people love coded strings because they last longer and they feel better, and you don't get this squeaking sound as much. They're good for recording. They're good for guitar companies that have their guitars in stores and lots of people play them, because uncoded strings can get dirty very fast, and then the guitars don't sound as impressive to the customer. So I feel like that's why people like Elixir. But then some players like them too. So, but now you're using a different pickup. So that's interesting. You've changed the strings because of the pickup, because it's a magnetic pickup, right? Yeah, I guess sometimes you want different strings. Like this is the Anthem. This is quite a bright pickup, so it might not want the bright strings, but I like a bright sound unplugged as well. So that's where EQ comes in, I guess. Ask your wife. So you proposed in 2014. Oh, I was in New York then, so I might have seen you around. My life's goal is to live in the USA making music as a gigging musician. Yeah, that was mine too. So that's why I moved from England to New York City. It's a good place. I followed him for a long time. Is that Corey you're talking about? Corey Congilio? He's a great artist, musician. He really is. Bernard's here. Hi, Bernard. Are you going to sing tonight? Well, I'm going to sing later. Today I'm just hanging out. I want to show these strings. And there's also really good advice for a musician. If you want to try something like a new string, record it. Don't try the old strings, change them, and then put the new ones on. Sometimes you can't even remember what they sounded like before. So what I'm doing here is I'm helping you and I'm helping myself, because I've strummed the original strings at the beginning of the video. Now the only problem with that is they're old. They're 2 weeks, 3 weeks old. And they're quite dirty. I think I've had the humidity high in here and they've started to corrode. So it's not a true representation of them being brand new. But it should give me a decent idea of what they sound like compared to these as brand new strings, and if I like these or not. So yeah, the ideal situation, although it's wasteful, is to get 3 sets of strings, record them all brand new, and listen back and decide which string do you like the sound of, and also which ones do you like the feel of, because strings feel different too. I've heard the coded strings don't work very well with the magnetic pickups. It's possible, yeah. Again, I would try it. Maybe they don't work as well for some people. It would make sense because with the magnetic pickup, each pickup is picking up the string, and if it's coded, it could obviously affect the tone, as indeed any different string will affect any acoustic or plugged-in tone. So you can read other people's advice, but the best thing is to try them for yourself, ideally. Corey, yeah, I feel like he's been around the internet forever. I think he was making demos on Sweetwater when they first began. He was making videos of the Aura when that first came out. He was doing videos for Martin Guitar years ago. I feel like he's been doing demos for a long time, and now he's stepping into YouTube, doing a lot with TrueFire. He's always around, that guy. He's always at NAMM. He's always demoing. He's always doing something. I admire that. I like people that are always working on their craft and promoting themselves. So tell me, what do you think of these strings? What do you think, Rodrigo? Do you like this? And actually, how does the guitar sound if I have the mic up here? Probably sounds a bit strange if I'm guessing. So we were discussing these guitars the other day, and I feel like there's like a scoop in the mids, which I'm trying to get back. But interesting enough, when I amplify it, I actually cut some mids. The pickup in the guitar plugged in seems to add some mid-range. I don't know why that is, but I just EQ it out, and it sounds really good. Don't like as much. Oh, love me sounding these strings, but not real bright. Yeah, I agree, not bright. It's just bright. Good sounding string, I guess. Don't like as much as the last string. Sounds tinny. Well, they are brand new, and you didn't hear. Did you watch the? What you need to do is watch the video back where I put the Martin strings on fresh on the guitar. I've got a video back where I did that, and then compare it to this video where I just played with the brand new strings, because brand new strings always sound extra bright. And also the mic right now makes a difference. If I pull the mic closer to the guitar, you'll get more low end. Look, check this out. Hey Jack, what do you think of these guitar strings? What's your first impression? I just put these GHS strings on the guitar. I just want to get your feedback. What do you think of that sound? Could you hear that clearly? Hi, Rich. How's the Helix going? Please do tell. Play a bit more. Okay. I just want you to give me some words that come into your head. When I play the guitar, these strings, how would you describe the sound? You know, bright, dull, rich, thin, those kind of words. Okay. What do you think? Rich, great, except I'm having an issue. So Rich just got a Helix to use with a Synergy amp, which is basically what I'm using now. And we've been talking about that on Facebook. He says, great, I'm having an issue with... What's the issue with the looper you're having, buddy? Sounds going to be middle of the road. Yeah, but what does that mean sonically? Like, how would you describe the sound? Middle of the road doesn't really tell me that much. I want you to tell me before I tell you what I think. Okay, Jack said not overly bright or warm. Oh, so you think they're in the middle? Yeah. Well, you're right. These are the bright bronze, which supposedly are the brightest string. Well, according to the Acoustic Guitar Forum, these are the brightest string you can get. But I don't think bright bronze means they're the brightest, like all brightest in the world. I think bright bronze just means they're bronze, and bronze is bright, right? I think it's just a name, bright bronze. I don't know any reason why these would be brighter than anything else. Bring extra clarity. Contact core allows the core wire to have better contact with the bridge and soundboard, creating our brightest string. Okay. The end result is a richer and more defined bass with piano-like clarity. Yeah, I don't know. I like them. They feel nice. They sound nice. Like I said earlier, at that point it comes down to price, really, doesn't it? They're supposedly good to last longer, but... we'll see. Only time will tell. All our oils and sweat are different, right? I'll see how long they last. But yeah, no, I was trying to get a bit more kind of grunt in the mid-range back, but this guitar doesn't really have that. This is more of a kind of scooped sounding guitar, which I do like, but I just like a bit of that kick in the middle that like my HD28 has. But overall, I do love the sound of this guitar. We were discussing this in the interview the other day. Like, people say, do these carbon fiber guitars sound like wood guitars? And I said to the guy, well, like Dave Coram, I said, no, because they're not wood guitars. They're carbon fiber. And carbon fiber has its own sound, the same way that mahogany and rosewood have their own sounds too, right? So let me see here. So Rodrigo has a Helix too. What was your problem, Rodrigo? Oh, the stump. What was the problem? Did you resolve that? Rich says, turning on the looper, the sound disappears. Is that when you press the button and it brings up all the different options, the 6-button looper? Is that what you mean? When you go into that, the sound disappears? That shouldn't be happening. Have you updated to the latest firmware as well? And done a full reset if it's a used one? Go to a different snapshot and come back and get the sound back. Yeah, I've never had that. That'd be one for the Facebook group. Kind of dry, not a lot of overtones. Yes, I agree with good clarity. Yeah. Well, that's the guitar as well. Like I said, the only way to really compare strings on a guitar like this is to get 3 sets of strings on the same guitar, put a fresh set on, record it again exactly the same way, play it exactly the same way, record it. So there's so many variables in all this stuff. It's so hard to really know if anything is better than something else. So I just like to try strings, see how long they last. Do they please me enough? And how much are they? What's the best deal you can get on them? I think that's the best way to weigh it up. This was just I don't normally even try other strings. I just had them. I wanted to see what they were like. But I really like the Martin string all around. But these do feel good, I have to say. They feel nice. So I'll definitely leave them on here for a while, until they expire and see how long they last me. I think I'm very happy with it. And remember, this is a carbon fiber guitar with a cutaway, a smaller body. It's not a dreadnought. And I really am very happy with the sound. Plugged in as well with the Anthem with the controls there on the side. How they feel? They feel good. They don't feel like coated strings because they're not, and they don't feel kind of sticky. Like I remember Martin strings a few years ago could feel a bit kind of sticky. They don't anymore, and these don't either. But these feel just kind of smooth. You still get that string sound because they're not coated, but they just feel like I can move around nicely. Yeah, they look nice. They're very bright in how they look, which is kind of strange. And I was saying earlier, Jack, they have this weird thing where the coating stops before the saddle. Look at this. Can you see that on the saddle there? The coating stops. Look where the coating stops, just before. So there's only bare string on the saddle itself. I don't know why they do that. Is that something I've not been told about? Silk and bronze on my J45. What do they sound like? Are they a bit more... I imagine they're more mellow sounding, right? Rodrigo said his HX Stomp was intermittent. Sometimes it just stopped working. I sent it to the USA at line 6 and they replaced the hardware. I'm not with it again. It's coming back to Brazil. A long time. Oh, so you still have it. You still own it and they had to fix it, right? So do you use that with an acoustic guitar or electric guitar? Yeah, Rich, I think you better go on the Facebook group for Helix and ask them about that and reach out to support and file, But I would definitely do a full reset, reinstall the firmware, do the reset with buttons 9 and 10. I'd probably do the reset first, and then if that doesn't work, do a firmware reset, because I've never had that. I'm not sure what that is. Warm. Yeah, as you probably know, I like bright sounding. I like bright sounding, but not too bright. And I've come to realize through messing with EQ that I actually like 2.5K. I like that kind of bright, like more of a low bright sound. I don't like presence. I hate presence. I don't like 10K, super high presence. I don't like that on anything. My ear definitely likes like 2.5K. And I don't think this guitar has a lot of it acoustically. It has some. I think it has more plugged in. I actually reduced 1K plugged in. But I like a guitar that really growls at around 2.5 and has just enough brightness to make it bright but not too bright. And that's incredibly fussy of me, I know. But these are all things that you can fix with EQ live at least. 8020s. Yeah, well, the Elixir 8020s were on this when I got it, and I just don't like how they feel. Just not a fan. Rodrigo uses the HX Stomp with acoustic. That's cool. Had it for 2 weeks only. Was experimenting with IRs and I need to send it to line 6. Okay, so you get it back soon. That's good. So Rodrigo, make sure you tune in next week for James May and Tone Dexter. I'm actually going to try something pretty brave because going live is brave anyway. I'm going to try training a guitar with Tone Dexter on the air, like right here. I'm going to have it here and I'm going to play you like just the pickup in this guitar, so just the under saddle. Then I'm going to train it with James. I'm going to have him talk me through the training. And fingers crossed it goes well, because then I'll play you the Tone Dexter sound. And we'll compare that to the mic sound, and we'll do the same thing as we're doing here. You can tell us live on air which you prefer. That's going to be incredibly brave. We haven't actually spoke about that yet. I hope James is okay with that. But that's something I would like to do. I'd like to do a live training on the air. I'd like to discuss James's life and background, his music influences, what he does with music. I'd like him to talk us through the Tone Dexter creation and backstory. Tell us what IRs are. I'd like him to talk about his own pickup he's designed. That'd be interesting. And I would like to train the Tone Dexter on the live stream with him. And then play it to you, and you tell us which you prefer. I could even do a blind test where I play the pickup in here, the microphone in here, and then the Tone Dexter, and have you guys vote for which one you prefer. That'd be really interesting. Yeah, I think the forum guys will get a kick out of that. And anyone interested in IRs or acoustic guitars will get a kick out of that. I think it'll be really fun. And you can ask him any questions. So, will it work with my pickup? What's the best way to train it with? What's the best mic to use? You can ask any questions you like, and he'll answer them live on YouTube. I think it's going to be amazing. I'm really excited for next week. With those 3 guests next week, it's going to be really cool. And I might do a chat on here with Rich as well about the synergy stuff, because we've both got the same setup now. Different variations, but same setup. So we could talk about why we like it, what else we've tried, because me and him have tried everything. We're recovering gear addicts, and I'm trying to stick with what I have now. I think he is too. But there's something great about the Synergy, having a real amp with their flexible preamp and then using the Helix with it, because it's a hassle to make a pedal board, as Jack will agree with. It's a hassle to make a pedal board with individual pedals and cables, and is the pedal board too small? Is it too big? It's a hassle. So the Helix is great used with an amp. Yeah, would you like to hear the D18 versus the Rain song? Even though, so it's not really fair to say one sounds, if you say that the Martin sounds bigger, it's because it is bigger. And it's also got, it's got 12s, I think. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to turn the camera off and play the 2 guitars, and then you can tell me which one you like. But you can't just say, you got to say why. You got to say which one you like and why. I want to know the reasons why you like it more, less, or the same. Yes, everything is a rabbit hole, Jack, and that's why it's good for us to stop going down those rabbit holes within reason. So here we go. Look, the camera's going off. I just need to add some text, because sometimes people don't realize that they think I've crashed or something. So I'm just going to put some text here. I'm going to call it I'm still here. Still here. Because if you drop into the chat, I want you to know that I'm still here. I'm here. This part is audio only. So I'm going to play you a couple of guitars. In fact, I might even play you more guitars. Let's see. I'll just tell you on the audio, right, which number it is. And I want you to tell me what you think about each one, you 2 acoustic fans there. Or anyone that's watching. You don't have to be a player. You know, you may just like guitars. Or even if you don't know anything about guitars, it's actually really interesting to hear from people that don't know anything about guitars as well. Okay? So here we go. I'm going to pull the mic down. I'm going to change the guitar. Yeah, remember the D18 is actually it's a modern deluxe. It's not really like a D18 at all. I'm going to throw a 3rd guitar in. There's going to be 3 guitars, okay? I want you to tell me what you like about each one. So I'm not going to start with the Rain song. I'm going to start with something else. You can't see me right now. But don't go anywhere. I'm going to be right there. This is going to be really, really interesting. I'm going to pull the mic down. All right, here's guitar number 1. Please, as I play, describe the sound of this. Do you like it? Just tell me the first thing you think of. Do you like it? Do you hate it? Is it too bright? Is it too thin? Is it too... anything you like. Anything to describe the sound, okay? Here we go. can type as I'm playing, it's fine. Just type what you like. Do you like it? This is guitar number 1. I need words. I need words. Is it what do you like about it or what do you not like about it? It doesn't have to be a technical phrase. Just say, you know, just give me any words you can think of. I mean, yeah, you can just say I like it. It's nice, but try and give me more detail about why you like it if you can. Same guitar. Okay, so guitar number 1. Okay, this is good. We've got guitar 1, nice, sounds great, and full sound. All right, let me grab the next one. Guitar number 2. Guitar number 2. What do you think of that? I'm not going to tell you. I'm not going to tell you to the end. This is now a guitar survey. All right. This is going to be a lot of fun for me. I wish I had this years ago as I was auditioning these different guitars. I'm going to write down the answers so I can tell you at the end. This is really fun. I'm enjoying this. Thank you for doing this. What do you think that guitar was? What do you think of the sound? Did you like it? You tell me. Okay, so we've got number 2. We've got more balanced than the first. More mids. Okay, I want to write this down. Balanced, more mids. Which one do you prefer, do you think? From what's your gut reaction? Which one do you prefer? I'm just typing your comments in for idea number 3. Not as full sounding, less bottom. Oh, very interesting. Okay. Less bottom, not as I'm going to grab number 3 while you're typing your thoughts there. This is fun. I've got the acoustic guitar experts in here right now. All right, check this one out. Oh, I need to tune this. Give me 1 second. I cannot play a guitar that's out of tune, ever. Slightly out of tune, I apologise for that. Number 3, let's see what we got here. Sounds laminated. Interesting. And lots of mids. Okay. Is that a good thing or a bad thing? Lots of mids. What do you think? What do you look for? Do you look for lots of low end, lots of mids, lots of treble, a balanced sound? What do you think is the most important thing? I guess what I'm trying to say is that a good thing or a bad thing? More mids? Or is it just subjective? Still preferred number 1. Okay. Here's number 4. Are you ready? See what we think of this one. What do you think of that? That's number 4. Sounds great. Okay. I'm just writing your thoughts down. What else do you think about that? What do you think, Rodrigo? You guys have got very good opinions, I have to say. And Patsy Smith is interesting because she doesn't play guitar, but she's heard me play guitar many times because that's my mother. And actually, her opinions often are very accurate, I have to say. Sometimes it's better not to be a musician because you're more subjective about sound. Musicians can get very waylaid with, oh, it's got this pickup in it. Oh, it doesn't sound right. Oh. Okay, let's see. Sounds great. I love it. Great highs and lows. Nice. So not so much mid. Well, the thing is, it's not really fair because after hearing that the guitar with all the mid range, this is going to sound like less mids because in fact, I don't like comparing guitars. It's so dangerous. When you have two amazing guitars and you compare them, it's so dangerous because what happens is you hear the good things about one and you look for them in the other and it doesn't have it and you don't know. Yeah, I just want to do the conclusion. So just tell me, that I'm not going to do any more. Those 4 guitars, which one was your favorite, honestly? Give me a vote, and if you want me to, I'll play 2. If you've got 2 that you loved, I'll play them back to back, and you tell me which one is your absolute favorite. And then I'm going to put the screen on to reveal the answer. This has been really fun. I never thought about doing this before. I love it. This is a great way to, if you can't decide which piece of gear you want, it's great to record and listen yourself. It's also great to record and ask people on the internet live which one they prefer. 1 and 4, okay, it sounds big but not that big like the first. So you think the first one sounds bigger? Okay. For me, 1 and 4. Okay, which one do you prefer, Rodrigo? 1 or 4? We got Patti Smith with number 4. Jack likes 1 and 4. Okay, this is what I'm going to do. So just a few more minutes of your time. I'm going to play 1 and 4 back to back. And you tell me which one is your absolute favorite. Okay? And why. Are you ready for this? We'll do number 4 and then number 1. So here comes number 4. Okay, let me grab number 1. 1 second. Okay, here's number 1 again. The one you liked. Let's see if you still like it. Okay, you had that's number one. So which one would you choose? What's the best sounding acoustic guitar today? And if you can tell me why, that's a real help, real bonus too. This has been great, thank you. I've never done this before. This is so much fun. Jack likes number one the best. Why, Jack? What do you like about it? Hard to say. Patty Smith is right in the middle. Tell me why. Wait, can you tell me why? Jack likes number one. That's interesting. Very interesting. 4 is a little brash and jangly. Patty Smith likes number one. So we got unanimous vote for number one. Okay, I'll reveal what it was then. Ding, 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 ding. Are you ready? One sounds smoother. No one. Okay, here we go then. 3, 2, 1, and boom. It's the HD28, which is my favorite guitar of all time. It's also a non-cutaway dreadnought body, bone saddle, nothing under the saddle. Strings are a little bit old on this one. They need to be replaced. I should have replaced the strings. So you might think the strings are brash on the other one because I just changed them, which tells you which guitar it was. But these have not been changed for a long time. So you might like the warmth it gives. And obviously it'll have more bass because it's a huge guitar, right? But the guitar you liked second to this was not the D18 Mon Deluxe. It was not the Sheeran, which doesn't surprise me, but I still think it's a good guitar. It was the Rain Song. And I just want to say for the record, for you Acoustic Guitar Forum guys, the Rain Song is a GPC with a cutaway and a Bags anthem. It's got stuff in there. It's got an undersaddle element, which you keep saying affects the sound. Well, these guys preferred the sound of that guitar to the D18 Mon Deluxe, which is an amazing guitar. Don't get me wrong. I love that guitar. I love that pickup. But it just goes to show that if the carbon fiber guitar with the Bags anthem and a cutaway and smaller body can even stand up remotely to this iconic wood guitar with a bone saddle, no undersaddle pickup, then that Rain Song is seriously impressive. Would you agree, guys and girls? Yeah, I'm gonna, people say to me, what's the best guitar in the world? The HD28 for me is the best guitar in the world because it looks incredible. It sounds incredible. It's got that bright, thwacky sound that I love. This one has a K&K. I'm a bit sad, between us, I'm a bit sad about this guitar because I actually damaged it testing out some stuff for Fishman. But you can't see, look. It's a great looking guitar and it just sounds amazing. I've always loved the HD28. I don't want them to ever change it. This is the reimagined one. And the HD28 straight up like this with a K&K in it just sounds... It just roars like, and this isn't even 13s. This is 12. This is a light gauge string, and it just kicks. You can play. It just cuts. Everything just cuts through like a punch in the face. I love it. Okay, I'll reveal the other ones. What was the D18? The D18 was your most lukewarm guitar. It was the second one. The second one. Number 4. I just told you. Look. Absolutely incredible. This is number 4. This is a carbon fiber guitar with a hole cut in it, a cutaway in it, an element under saddle, a microphone stuck to the bridge plate. So all you guys that watch this video and tell me that pickups affect the sound, this was the runner-up to that Martin HD28 with a bone saddle and no pickup. That says a lot about this guitar. These guitars are absolutely incredible. And this isn't wood. This is a laminate top. This is for appearance only. This is a carbon fiber guitar. Jack's mind has just been, right? Jack's mind has just been blown. And you can never come back to me, you two. You can never come back and tell me that I'm wrong because you just experienced this live on air. You experienced live on air that you like this guitar. And yes, I want to tell you again, it has a pickup in it. It has an element in it. And this whole conversation that even I don't believe sometimes, I believe sometimes, that these Bags pickups change the sound of the guitar. Well, okay, maybe without the pickup, this will sound better than the HD28. Now, I'm not going to try that because I like the pickup. It's an amazing system. But the fact that it even held a candle to that guitar behind me with the pickup in it and the smaller body and the cutaway, it shows you what and this is so light as well. This is an amazing instrument, isn't it? None were bad, yeah. I mean, there's none of those 4 guitars are bad guitars. They're all amazing guitars. Even the Sheeran, you say it had too much mids. Well, for some players and fingerstyle and lead players, they want that. It's not a bad thing. Like, a ton of bass doesn't make a great guitar. In fact, sometimes it's a muddy or too much bass. The HD28 is a really nice balanced sound. But I just think Rainsong deserve a lot of praise, and Carbon Fiber in general deserves a lot of praise, because this thing is an empty box made of carbon fiber with an undersaddle pickup, the Anthem, and a small body with a cutaway, and it held a candle to the HD28, which is my most favorite guitar of all time. Isn't that amazing? So next time someone says to you, you know, I've got an HD28 and I don't want to put a pickup in it. Now, okay, I'm not going to say it doesn't affect the tone, but it doesn't affect it that much that it should be an issue. Really, honestly, I'm not talking to anyone in particular. I'm talking to myself because I'm guilty of thinking of this too much. Sometimes when you play the guitar and your mind thinks to yourself, oh, it's carbon fiber, it's got a pickup in it, you can start to hate the guitar because you feel like it's impaired somehow. But the test we just did proves that it's nothing to do with it. It's all about the sound. And if you can, get a friend to play them back to back or record them and then listen, and then, you know, have someone shuffle up the files, listen back. The HD28 is amazing. It's not muddy. It's balanced. It's got a great thwack in the mid range. It's got a great high end. It's got an amazing neck. It's not too heavy like some of the 35s. A bit heavier. That HD28 is an amazing guitar. It's just incredible. And I've even tried one which was like baked and stuff. I didn't like it. I like the standard reimagined HD28. If you get a good one, there's nothing like it. And if you put a K&K in there and use a Tone Dexter, it's absolutely amazing. In fact, tonight on my live stream at 8 p.m., I think I'm going to use the HD28 with the Tone Dexter. If I can remember which map I've got in there, I'm going to use it with the Tone Dexter and the K&K just so I can record that and listen back to the sound of that. It's a great guitar. Yeah, you should. It's a great test. You should always record yourself to hear what you actually sound like, and you should always record your gear to hear what it sounds like. Because you can sit for hours twiddling around. You don't really hear the sound. You heard this into the microphone. I'm just hearing it like sitting up here. And you use your eyes. You know, you look at it and you go, well, it's carbon fiber with a pickup. It's not going to sound good. And then your friends tell you it's amazing. So Rodrigo, I love the HD28. I'll always love it. I do like the reimagined one, but I'm sure yours is great too. But for me, the reimagined HD28 has a bone saddle, a bone nut. It just roars, and that's just with 12s on it. You can put 13s on it. It's even bigger. Almost, I think it's too big. It's like so loud. But as a stage instrument, I do love the Rainsong because it doesn't move. It's all carbon fiber. It's very light. This thing is so light. This is an amazing stage guitar. It's got the preamp in the side with the controls, a tuner. So for me, I'm glad you've said that. This and the HD28, these two guitars are incredible. This one for recording and stage with the Tone Dexter, which is a really nice microphone. I mean, it almost sounds like it's recorded. It's that good. And you'll see that with James next Thursday. And then this one as like a grab-and-go travel guitar with an amazing built-in all-in-one system. This is a great stage tool and still a great guitar. I can sit and play this all day long. It's absolutely fine. It's making the other guitars resonate. It's so good. So I'm glad you agree because I am a Martin fan. I am, helping Rainsong promote these guitars, and I think I just did a great advert for this guitar, did I not? Yep, that's right. Bone, saddle, and nut. Now, again, Rodrigo, I'm not going to sit here and say that, different materials sound different. I'm sure they do. Actually, this is light too. I'm sure they do, but I just think you can't go wrong with a stock HD28, bone saddle, bone nut. I've got a K&K in here. It doesn't add anything to the guitar. I love the necks on these. I also love the neck on the Rainsong. I've got no problem with the neck on that, even though it's thicker. No problem. But it just has this roaring mid-range I do like. And quite a bright sound too. It's great for like playing unplugged because it's so loud. So probably too loud for my neighbors. I've got something to show another episode of something to deaden the strings. It's quite interesting. But yeah, I love both of them. If you save up and get an HD28 for recording and for playing at home, and you save up and get a rain song to take on the road, you really can't go wrong. It's incredible. So thank you. That's the longest live stream I've done, and I was only going to be on here to change the strings on here for a brief second, and we ended up hanging out. Thank you for hanging out. I really appreciate it. The live stream is all about hanging out and talking gear, and I apologize if you're not into gear because it probably bores you to tears. But if you're into gear and want to chat about gear, this can be a revelation for all of us because you can spend the rest of your life on. I'm not being disrespectful to the forum. I love the acoustic guitar forum, but you can spend your life on that thing, debating different things, or you can come on my channel and we can try stuff on the camera and just clear it up immediately. It sounds a bit arrogant, but you know, it's true, right? What you just heard was the real thing. That's proof. The proof is in the pudding. This rain song, the vintage series with the pickup, I think they're just over $3,000. But what you got to remember is it's the same price as the HD28, at least on retail. And the rain song will last forever. I mean, the frets will need replacing at some point. They're just nickel frets, but this guitar won't wear out because it's carbon fiber. So this is a lifetime instrument, and the HD28 is a lifetime instrument because it's just an iconic guitar that gets better with age. Amazing. I mean, look at it. Some people think they look too traditional, but I think it looks incredible. And then this one also looks amazing. It looks like a wooden guitar, right? So no one's gonna freak out when they see it. Yes. Yeah, I do too. Yeah, well, join me 4 p.m. every day to talk about gear and electric, acoustic, amps, PA, pickups. But today was a real eye-opener for me, and it really makes me feel happy about playing this guitar and having the HD28. Just amazing. Jack, don't say that, please. Like, the Rain Song are a small company. They make 1,000 guitars a year. They make them from carbon fiber, which is an expensive and tough process to do. Like I said, you buy one of these, it will last you forever. And let me tell you this, it doesn't need humidipacks. It doesn't need humidifier. It doesn't need a setup. It just needs some fretwork done occasionally, depending on how hard you play. This guitar will actually save money in the long run. You won't have to have it repaired or adjusted or have any, you don't have to put those humidipacks that I buy like $50 a time for the ones I need. So actually over time, this guitar will be a good deal. You just have the initial investment, unless you can find a used one, then you're laughing, right? Because they're so sturdy. It's not like you're buying a wood guitar. It might be a cracked brace or something inside. So yeah, these two, amazing. Thank you. I'll be back at 8 o'clock to play some songs, and I'll probably use the HD28 with the Tone Dexter if I can find the right image and the right map inside it to see that. Yeah, I know, Jack. You pay for what you get, don't you? I mean, like I said, over the long run, if you're the sort of person that has to buy a lot of humidipacks, this will save money and it will pay for itself. And we've just agreed it's a great guitar. This is a real working guitar. The HD28 is also great, but you got to be more careful. You can't just leave it out. Actually, there is a finish crack down the middle of that because I didn't leave it out, but it got dry without me realizing. And so this is fairly new guitar. I got it like last year, and it cracked already. That won't happen with this guitar. It's a nice thing that you can keep this in the closet safe and have this one out on a hanger and just play it. It's really, for me, it's just the dream, All right, I'll see you at 8 o'clock. I'm going to have some dinner and do a bit more taxes, and I'll see you at 8 p.m. for a little drink and some requests, and I might play the HD28. So join me if you can. If it's too late for you, then watch the replay. And thank you for this experiment. I really got a kick out of this. Share this with your friends. Ask them to subscribe. Gear Chat every day at 4. Next week, there'll be no evening performance. I'll do them at 4. Those 3 interviews, maybe more next week. Corey Congilio, James May of Tone Dexter, and who was the third one? Oh, Henning Pauly, amazing YouTuber. It's going to be great. I can't wait. Yeah, Rodrigo, please come and please ask any friends or family or colleagues to join us, because the more people in the chat, the better it is. It's really cool. All right, awesome. Thank you for watching. What a great show that was. Completely unexpected. I'll see you again at 8 p.m. If that's about just under 3 hours time, New York time. And I'll see you every day at 4. Take care. Subscribe. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.